What do you think is most important in the beginning? Most people tend to buy the best camera they can get, the biggest camera they can get, the most expensive camera. But maybe is it better to buy a course, or maybe to buy a website, or maybe, I don't know. What do you think is in the beginning the most important thing? I thought about this for a long time, and sometimes I even asked myself, was it a good idea to quit my university, to quit studying and to become a 100% freelancer? But somehow I did it, and somehow I did all along the way all the steps to become a 100% freelancer. Since over 1.5 years now, I completely independent. I live from my videography work, from my Lumix S1H, from my Lumix S5. I make commercial videos, event videos for clients and all kinds of stuff. And in the first place, I never wanted to be a 100% freelancer. I always told myself I want to finish my university, have a 9-to-5 job, have a life that is in order, 12 times money per year, that's a normal salary. My way is now completely different, and what it takes to be a 100% freelancer, what you need, is the topic of this video today. I cannot speak so ultra loud because Nova is sleeping right next to me. How was it? How did I become a 100% freelancer? The first step I took was manifesting it a bit. I think manifestation is real. I thought to myself, man, I have a little camera. I had a Lumix GH5 back then. No, the first camera I had was the Canon EOS 6D. That was the first camera that made me a little bit cash in terms of, I made my first videos for like 50 euro, and then I made maybe a photo shoot for 80 euro, 100 euro. That was my first money I ever made with my camera. I made so much money that I could then eventually purchase the Panasonic GH5 with 1,000 euro help from my dad, and then I made some videos. And the first thing I made was I made a little website. That's the first thing you need when you want to become a freelancer. It's a little website. So your clients want to know who you are, and you cannot do it with Instagram or YouTube or whatever. The client wants to see a website that looks 10 times more professional than Instagram channel with, let's say, 10,000 followers. So build your website, even when it's only one page website from maybe WordPress or Squarespace or whatever. I built my first website on WordPress, even when it was one page and one real client was on this page. And one thing I did in the beginning, I didn't have a website, but I had a friend that wanted to have a little commercial video for his product. And I didn't know how to make a website or whatever. And I told him, maybe let's share knowledge. He was good in making website. He was some kind of IT guy. And I told him, teach me how to build a website via WordPress, and I make you a commercial video. And so I had my first website. I had my website even before I registered my company, because you have to also officially register your company that you have a real business, that you don't make tax fraud or something. And I had my website even before I had my business, because I think manifestation is real. When you really believe when you can see what you want to become with your third eye, that's no joke. When you really see inside yourself. The rest of the videos was cool vacation videos where I could show off my skills. I think 1 or 2 car porns, a bike porn, and some photos. I took pictures from friends, pictures I wanted to have as a client. I made some almost nude boudoir photo shootings because I thought it was sexy and cool. And then I made some pictures of myself, some nice pictures and business pictures and all kinds of stuff to have a little portfolio on my website. Then I could show my clients, that is me, that is my website, I'm a real person. And that is one thing you need. And believe me, when you make yourself a little website, invest these little 3 euro per month to get rid of your website / WordPress, your website / Squarespace or whatever. Have a website that is maybe only your name, that the client doesn't see you, that you have a website from maybe WordPress, and that you cannot afford the 3 euro per month to have a normal looking website. Believe me, you don't want to advertise to WordPress to your clients. That looks cheap, that is cheap, and if you cannot even afford this maybe 3 euro, 5 euro per month, then they will not work with you. The other real thing you need is actually some nice camera gear. I mean, when you're just starting out, then use the camera you have. Maybe use something better than a smartphone, or even maybe when you have an iPhone. Maybe when you have only a smartphone and you want to start money making somewhere, even when you only have a smartphone. My tip number 1 is market yourself as a social media expert, and market yourself as I make a social media content with a smartphone. Smartphones are, especially some iPhones and Samsung, Oppo, whatever, are good for quick social media content. Don't value yourself too high, because smartphone content is often not the most expensive content, and you can market yourself that you are a beginner, that you don't have the best gear, but you know Instagram, social media makes them some smartphone content that comes more and more. So if you're then lucky enough to have a little bit money on the side and you want to invest in a camera, my tip number one is make your camera look big. Have a nice camera, have nice lenses, and buy actually a little cage, a rig, a little microphone on top, maybe an extra battery. And I have an extra video on how to build a cheap or an affordable, for instance, Lumix S5 rig was the thing that gave me more confidence. At first I purchased a gimbal that made my camera look so huge. I had the gimbal, the Ronin S, Canon EOS 6D on this, and then the Lumix GH5 on this gimbal, and that looked amazing. That was looking big, because that's the truth. Gear does matter. Gear doesn't matter when you're a YouTuber or social media or whatever. You can film YouTube with a smartphone. But when you want to work for clients, the clients will think a big camera is expensive, and expensive is worth a lot of money. And that's my tip basically. You need a website and you need a good looking camera. Even when it's not the best and newest camera, put a rig on it, a nice microphone, big lenses, a mud box on top of this lens makes every camera looks nice. A side handle, even when you don't need a side handle, it is the truth. That looks bigger, and bigger can make you a little bit more money. That's the truth. And one extra tip I can give you is market yourself somewhere, even when it's on Instagram or YouTube or eBay Kleinanzeigen or Craigslist or little announces in a newspaper or whatever. You have to find a way to market yourself. Don't underestimate your WhatsApp status, your friends group, your family group. Write them maybe. I made a whole extra video last year on how to get your first client. I will make a new video, a 2024 version, because there are some nice new ways. And market yourself somehow. Don't market yourself too high. Have a decent looking website. You don't even need a shirt with your company name of it. I don't even have. I do this. I do this now for several years, and I don't even have a logo. I don't even have a T-shirt with my Jonack film name on top of it or whatever. I have some cards. That's the thing I have, and maybe print some cards if you have one. If you don't have the money to print some cards, then maybe make some money to have some cards, because a lot of clients like it when you hand them out a little card that looks a little bit professional. And one extra tip I can give you, if you don't have a client to show a portfolio, if you don't have any portfolio at all, I talked about this before, make your own portfolio. Maybe if you have a nice watch, or if you have nice shoe, you purchase new shoe, then make a little product video of your new shoes, make a little product video of your watch, make a little product video of whatever you have that people might want to have pictures from it. I faked some commercial videos in the beginning. I made it like this, that I have a nice watch, a 130 euro Behring watch or whatever, and I made somehow a little product video in my little studio. Black backdrop, a little broken mirror that I had a little bit light, and etc. And that can make it look cool, and that was a little product commercial video. I didn't told my clients that that was not a real client. I just said I made here a nice product video. Or you can make your own product shots from stuff you have. People buy even maybe soap or whatever. Make some product shots. You can fake this very easily. The client will often not ask if it was for a real client. Maybe don't over-exaggerate it. Don't film a nice BMW and tell your client, I worked for Mercedes or BMW. That's completely BS. People will immediately see and smell if you're lying to them. So I hope you like this little video. Make yourself a little website, make yourself a little portfolio, even when it's not the best or not the realest portfolio. I don't want to say you should cheat, but making some little fake commercial videos is showing what you could do to your client, and you have to show off your skills somehow. You can also show your nice vacation videos, but a nice product video will look a little bit more impressive, believe me. So you need a website, you need a little portfolio, whatever it takes, some nice photos, a decent website, even when it's one page, make it look good, make it look professional, and then you're good to go. Then you find your first clients, believe me. So my name is Paul Jonack. I'm a freelancer, 100% freelancer since almost 2 years now, 1.5 years now, from Berlin, Germany. I never thought that I would be a 100% freelancer. You can make a lot of money with videos and photos. Believe me, I made sometimes an awful lot of money. Even I said to myself, how is it possible that the client pays me so much money for this stuff? But I love my job. That's the best job in the world for me. I don't have a 9-to-5 job. I can live from my camera stuff, from my Lumix S1H and my Lumix S5. And that's amazing. See you in the next video. So we have middle of January. I wasn't even in the gym once, and I was 2 to 3 weeks sick through New Year, and yeah, I hope that gets better soon. Let's be a little bit more specific here in terms of camera gear, mud box, big camera and whatever. Tip number 1. If you cannot afford, in the beginning, a giant camera, if you cannot afford big lenses or lights or whatever, then maybe use the first money you make with your client to rent out camera gear. Even when you then have, from your first 3 clients, no money in your pocket after the job. Even when you invest the whole 500 euro from this job in the renting of nice camera gear. That's even better than having maybe 400, 500 euros more in your bank account. I mean, you will not get some nice rims for your Porsche for these 400 euros, but you can make with 400 or 500 euros camera renting gear, lights renting gear, make and 10 times better videos than with your little camera and your little lights you don't have. So think about renting gear, especially in the beginning. You don't have to make much money in the beginning, but try to make good videos. That's important.